Hey everybody, Neil here from Post to Post. Thank you for joining me for this one, but also for specifically this video because it's episode 1800 on the channel. We're pretty close to 2000. Just a quick shout out to all of you guys who continue to watch these videos. I really appreciate you over the last almost 9 years. We're coming up on the 9th anniversary of the channel, which is pretty crazy. Can't believe I've been doing this for almost a decade. So whether you watched on the original Post to Post channel, I think we got to, I think it was like 1500, 1600, 1700 episodes on there. Plus this one, we're over 3000. So I really appreciate all of you, all these videos that I've created over the last 9 years. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, all your contributions in terms of comments, likes, and engagement. Thank you so much. And of course, we will continue because in this video, we're going to continue right into some interesting concepts. 12 expansion teams in the NHL. A designer in the community, Zara, has submitted 3 uniforms per team. So 12 teams, 3 uniforms, that's 36 uniform concepts that we're about to look at. This is expansion in the NHL. So these are all new teams. This is exciting. I love these videos. I saved this specific video for episode 1800. Let's dig in. Zara, thank you for your submission. And let's see what you got. And if you're familiar with these videos, I've not seen these before. It's always a reaction video on Fridays. So bring up the first one. Oh, okay. So the Albuquerque Adams. The only thing I could see prior to this was the file name, which was a team abbreviation, basically. So this one was ABQ. I wasn't exactly sure what that meant, but Albuquerque Adams. All right. I have been to Albuquerque. I will say that it's probably one of my least favorite cities that I've been to in America. It's surrounded by absolute beauty. However, it was a little bit dirty in there. So I don't know if I would be in the favor of Albuquerque getting an NHL team, but I think branding wise, and this is probably a pretty good example here just on first impression, there's a lot of opportunity for branding when it comes to any team in Albuquerque. The colors that you see here, the deep red tones, the oranges, the yellows, like the landscape surrounding Albuquerque, very reminiscent of these colors. So Zara is completely on point with the colors. Absolutely. I assume that's the alternate on the far right. That is a little aggressive, but I do like it. Like, I like the color. I just think the socks, to me, don't match the rest of the uniform at all. So I would absolutely change the socks. And the home and away, not bad. It reminds me a little bit of, what's that team? Not in the NHL. What is it? I think it's in the OHL. I gotta look it up. Is it the old Chicago Wolves team? Yes, it is. Is that still a team? I'm not exactly sure, but the Chicago Wolves, that was the team I was thinking of. I'll put up a photo if you've not seen that team branding before. Very close in terms of the home and the away jersey, but I think it's like the decision here for the jersey, for the uniform colors, the team branding and stuff is very, very good. I just don't like the socks on basically any of the uniforms. They're a little bit too solid color for me, and I don't think they match at all on the alternate. But very interesting start to this. I'm curious to see what is next. Let's see. The Atlanta Firebirds. Okay, so we've had the Atlanta Flames, which are now the Calgary Flames. We've had the Atlanta Thrashers, which has moved on to be the Winnipeg Jets. And now the Atlanta Firebirds. I like the name. The branding itself is, I guess, a callback to that original Atlanta Flames team. So I think that's okay. In terms of design, again, the socks don't match the rest of the jersey. Look at the socks on the home and the away jersey. They're very classic, horizontal striping, not very, very modern, very traditional hockey. But look at the jersey. Extremely modern. Not traditional hockey, not traditional NHL striping at all. Very aggressive design. The pants as well. There's a design language inconsistency there between top and bottom of this uniform. But the jersey itself is quite interesting. I think it's a little bit aggressive for me. I think that would be a very cool stadium series, maybe bold alternate or something, but not home and away. I think that's a little bit too much. Now, the logo itself, I forgot to comment on the previous logo, by the way, the Albuquerque Adams. I'm just going to go back for a second. The Albuquerque Adams logo, I see that more as a shoulder patch. That definitely looks like a shoulder patch. I think it's a little bit busy for a primary logo on the front. The alternate logo that's being shown, again, I feel like that's maybe more of a shoulder patch. I'd want to see something a little bit different than the primary logo. Okay, back to the Atlanta Firebirds. The logo itself is pretty cool. I think it's a little bit fire heavy. It's the actual Firebird. That's pretty cool. I really like that. You can see the aggression in there. I just think it tapers off with the flames a little bit too much, especially if there's going to be flames on the arms and the bottom of the jersey and the pants. So, minor tweaks here and there. Now, the alternate jersey, or uniform rather, that's basically the original Atlanta Flames jersey. I think it's too close to the Calgary Flames. I also believe that the Calgary Flames have the branding and copyright claim to the Atlantic Flames designs. So the A that you see there, I believe they use that or a variation of that on the as their assistant captain for their jersey. So I don't see a world where that would be an allowed alternate jersey for the Atlanta Firebirds. However, you may see some copyright concessions. Hypothetically, if this team did come into the NHL, Calgary could sell those rights back to, or sorry, not back to the future owners of this hypothetical Atlanta Firebirds team. So logically, obviously, that's the best alternate. But realistically, I don't know. Okay, next, the Austin Lone Stars. So this would be a Dallas Stars rivalry. I think color-wise is very obvious. The Dallas Stars should do something like this for an alternate. But I don't love, like immediately, I don't love the difference, between the home and away logos. It's very Carolina Hurricanes. You've got textual style logo on the away. You've got a regular logo on the home. So the home uniform, pretty good, really good transition from the jersey down to the pants, really good relationship there. I don't think I'd change anything about that jersey, the branding, or the primary logo. I think that's all very excellent, Zara. The away jersey, it looks good in white. I just don't like the logo. I understand the appeal that some people like that the text logo on there. It's also very Rangers. So you have to look at the colors. So do you really want a jersey like that, colored the same, with shoulders, colored up top, very similar to these Rangers away jersey, plus the text that's coming down? Probably not. So I think the away version is a miss. The alternate, excellent. Very, very good. I like that quite a bit. The name, Lone Stars, I don't think you want another team with the word stars in, especially in the same state. So Austin Lone Stars, Dallas Stars, Lone Stars versus Stars, it just doesn't work. I would choose a different name. Okay, it's the Arizona Coyotes. I've never seen this team before. Wow, what an interesting brand and colors. I think this would work quite well. What do you guys think? Now, the home and away have a version of a logo that I've never seen before. I kind of like it. Honestly, it makes it more modern. I also like the potential Kachina style pattern or indigenous pattern, whatever you want to call that, in there. I think that's obviously brand appropriate. That makes sense. Really good home uniform, a really good away uniform, and the alternate jersey. Does Utah own the rights, the copyright rights, the branding rights to the Arizona Coyotes? I don't know. I don't know the legality behind that. I would have to do some research. But let's assume for a second that Utah does not, and the original owner of the Arizona Coyotes still own the branding rights. Maybe he brought a team back in this hypothetical world. So that would obviously be a very logical alternate jersey, putting the Kachina logo back in there. No-brainer. California Seals, another team that I've never seen before. How ironic. This is clearly the right direction in terms of color. The colors would not be any different if a California Seals team came back. Would they come back? Probably not, just based on location. Like, where are you going to put it? You're going to put it in San Jose? No, you're not, because San Jose is there and attendance is not great. I think that market is kind of caught up. There's more sports that are more popular in around that area. San Francisco, that's still the Bay. You could put it in San Francisco. I don't know if you're going to get that draw, though, still for hockey in that specific area. You could put it in Oakland, but that is basically San Francisco, or not basically San Francisco. It's on the Bay as well. So again, I think you're going to have issues there. You can't put it in LA. You can't put it in Anaheim. You're not really going to put it in anywhere else. Maybe San Diego, maybe, but I think that would probably go against the original intention of the Seals, although there are a lot of Seals in San Diego. So maybe. In terms of design, colors, yes. I already spoke about that. Colors, yes. Logo, I would do something different for the primary. Put that shoulder patch on there on the front, put the Seals on the shoulder, something like that. In terms of the alternate, again, don't like the socks. The socks do not match the branding of the rest of the jersey. They need some green in there. There needs to be some kind of matching going on, and the skates as well. But really cool idea bringing the Seals back. Okay, the Hartford Whalers, another one. The logo. At first, I was like, oh, that's kind of a neat change to the logo. It kind of brings it into the modern era a little bit with those design adjustments. But it reminds me of, not Megatron, who's the guy from Transformers? The main leader on the good side. I don't know his name, Optimus Prime. It looks like the Optimus Prime logo, or his face, or whatever it is, whatever's on his chest. Now that I've seen that, I cannot unsee it. So I no to the logo. Just give me the original. In terms of jersey design, home, away, alternate, completely spot on. Would not change a thing really, other than the socks. Got to add striping in there. Next up, the Houston Voyagers. Okay, so we've got 3 teams in Texas now. We've got, what was the other one? Austin. So we've got Austin, Dallas, and Houston. I think if any team in Texas is going to get, or sorry, if any city is going to get a team in Texas, it's going to be Houston. There is no way, there is zero chance that Austin gets an NHL team before Houston. But let's say Texas gets 2 teams. It almost certainly would be Austin and Houston. But the Houston jersey here, the Houston team, as an aviation fan, as an astronomy fan, a space nerd, this is my favorite so far, just based on that. I also really like the alternate jersey. I love the speckled stars that's in the bottom of the jersey and in the pants. It really bridges that relationship between the 2 items in the uniform. I like the little shuttle kind of launch on the arm. It's incorporating some of the striping. It's making a scene out of a jersey. You have that horizontal striping coming across the arm, which is basically the horizon, and you've got the shuttle launching off from that same color, just the white coming up, and it matches the logo. Like, you have some really good relationship there. Very good design. Very, very good design. I like it quite a bit. In terms of the primary colors for the home and away, I think that's acceptable. That's pretty good. The logo itself is also pretty decent. Maybe a little bit busy, but I'm on board. I'm on board for these space ones, yeah. Okay, next, the Kansas City Scouts. Okay. Colors, absolutely. This is very Coachella Valley Firebirds. But I think it could work in the NHL. It's a little bit close to a couple of teams. I can kind of see some Edmonton in here. I can kind of see some Islanders a little bit. However, it would work. The socks, again, I changed the socks. The socks don't match at all. My biggest issue here isn't with the name, because Kansas City Scouts, we're very familiar with that and the branding and stuff. But this is, number one, completely different branding than the original, other than maybe the red and the orange. But the logo itself, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. To me, that's not controversial. To some, it is. I don't think any sports team, including the NHL, and especially at the NHL, that the Blackhawks exist, would see some kind of indigenous influence logo that is depicting a person. I just don't see that as a plausible thing here. Also, I see kind of some Florida Panthers vibes. Now that I see the little sundial notches around there and the red and the blue. Very like 90s Florida Panthers on that alternate. But I mean, I like it. I just don't think it's logical, if that makes sense. Okay, next. Whoa. The Milwaukee Spirits. Was not expecting this. The logo, we're getting Seattle vibes a little bit. I think it's okay, though. The colors is the biggest issue that I have. I don't think this is logical at all. Do we need more purple in the NHL? Absolutely. Do we need more pink in the NHL? Definitely, absolutely. I don't think we need it this aggressively, though. I don't think we can match the 2. Either splash some pink in there as a tertiary color, complementing some other colors. Same with purple. Absolutely as a primary. Secondary, definitely. Tertiary, absolutely. But not with a pink. It's too hockey fights cancer. And that's a great thing. Those warm-up jerseys are great. That cause is great. But as a brand as a primary reason with these colors, no. And the socks, again, add some striping. Okay, next. Oh, okay. We got more space stuff. I'm excited. The Orlando Citronauts. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The jersey is awesome. I like those colors quite a bit, home and away. The logo's too cartoony. I would absolutely change that. It's also a little like Russian in terms of the, I guess, suit. So I think cosmonauts wear orange, and astronauts also do wear orange, but not in the specific suit that we're looking at here. I think they wear orange underneath their white actual suit, and I think they do some training in some orange as well. But to me, this is more cosmonaut than astronaut. So I don't know. I think you might have to change that there a little bit. Also, I can't quite tell, but just from a distance, it does look like the cosmonaut, or the Russian. Is it CCP something? Yeah, CCCP. The acronym CCCP does not typically refer to a single specific cosmonaut logo, but rather the United Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, which is a Soyuz, whatever, can't pronounce that in Russian, and represented as CCCP in Cyrillic alphabet. Okay, so I was close, but yeah. Anyways, from a distance, it kind of looks like that. So I think there's an awkwardness with this, but I love it. Like, I love the astronaut aspect of this. Orlando is, it's a 50-minute drive away from Cape Canaveral. You can be in Orlando and you can visually see a rocket launch. Not well, but you can see it, depending on the angle, right from Orlando. So this, like, branding wise, it absolutely makes sense. I think we just need some color adjustment. And Orlando is probably the US city that I've been to the most in my life. I've been super lucky enough I've gone to Florida, I think it's like 13 or 14 times in my entire life. And Orlando is always the city that I fly into. I've never actually been to Miami, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I like this one. I might be a little biased because I like space stuff, but yeah, I like this one, Zara. Next, the Portland Stags. Okay, I don't mind the name. It's okay. The home jersey is pretty decent. I like the amount of red in there that's kind of just bringing it to life a little bit. It reminds me of the eye in Seattle. Just that splash of red is such a contrast color that it kind of just brings some life into the jersey. So I like that. Even the simple P that's up on the shoulder, I like that. Complements nicely with the light blue. The away is nice as well. I tweaked the socks again. The alternate, again, I go back to what I said about the previous one. Here we've got, I guess, a salmon and a pink. Not a purple and a pink, but this, that ain't it. That alternate jersey or that alternate uniform, that ain't it for me. And the next one, which I think is the last one, the Quebec Nordiques. Okay, so my first glaring issue is actually with the away uniform here. White pants is a bit of a no-no, and then the black stripe at the bottom. I like the black in the branding. Like, if you look on the logo and stuff, I mean, maybe it's not black, maybe it's the dark blue, maybe it's just my monitor, but it feels awkward in that bottom of the jersey, especially since you're contrasting right back to the white pants. I just don't think the relationship there is good. The home uniform is very good. You got the fleur de lis in there, and on all of them, really. The alternate has the traditional Quebec Nordiques logo in there, so that's very expected. Different jersey, obviously, to match the branding of the home and the away. The logo itself is pretty cool. I do like that. However, it does look a little bit more like an O than a Q. Now, clearly the Q bit is in there with the hair, but it's almost like the hair needs to be blue instead of black as the primary and black as, does that make sense? It's just, from a distance, it looks more like an O than it does a Q, but it's very interesting. I do like it. I love seeing Quebec Nordiques concepts. My favorite, I think I have to give it to the Houston Voyagers, just probably biasly. Like the home, the away, and the alternates, very good colors overall. The logo is very good, very unique, kind of that speckle star in there just to give it some life. A lot of these were very good, honestly. Very, very good. I think Zara did a wonderful job overall on these. Excellent. So Zara, thank you so much for submitting those. I really appreciate it. We love jerseys here on the channel, but we also love uniforms and we love high quality concepts. And these were high quality concepts from a high quality template. And if you're interested in designing uniforms like potential new NHL teams or maybe existing NHL teams, you got some ideas and the noggin floating around, you can get this exact template at sportstemplates.net. Use my code post-to-post. It'll save you 10% on the regular jersey template, on the uniform template that you saw in this video, and on any other template on the site. It doesn't matter what sport, that code's going to work for you. If you don't want to drop the coin, make sure you pick up some of the free ones that are over there right now. I don't even think you need an account. You just go find the free ones, you download them, and you get to work. And if you do decide to do that, I would love to see your work regardless of what it is. Details on how to submit are down below in the description. It links off to a video where I kind of talk through the submission process, the design process, and kind of what I need for on my end to kind of present to you guys every Friday in a consistent manner. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Let me know what you think of these designs. Very cool ideas from Zara here. Very cool idea to include 12 new expansion teams in the NHL. It's difficult to redesign NHL jerseys from teams that exist, but to create a new one, very difficult. To create 12, even more difficult. To create 3 uniforms, full uniforms, for every single team of teams that don't exist, extremely difficult. So a round of applause for Zara down below in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.